Hello and welcome back to my channel. This is the fourth video of the video series where I'm transforming a e-mountain bike to a fat bike. If you want to see the last part, the part 3, please check the video from there. In this video I'm doing the last upgrades in the bike and then I'm riding in different winter conditions. In the end of the video there will be a summary of the project. But before the last modification, let's see some footage that's coming later in this video. In the last autumn I managed to go riding on the clear ice of a local lake. These kind of conditions are not happening every year. You need to be sure that the ice is thick enough. On that point there is usually some snow on the ice and it's not clear anymore. Before I went riding I measured that the ice was about 5 centimeters thick. I had to take half day off from the work for the ride because in the next day the ice was already covered with snow. But now let's move to the final upgrade. As we have already seen in the earlier videos, the bike is really good. But there is one small adjustment that I wanted to do, and it's the front fork. When I measured the front fork from the bottom of the axle to top of the crown, the measurement is 60 centimeters in the original fork. And this Manito Gen 1 with 140 millimeters of travel, the same measure is about 57 centimeters. So it's about 3 centimeters shorter than the original fork. And it affects to the geometry of the bike. When the head tube is in a little bit lower position, it means that the head tube angle is also a little bit steeper. And the solution is this Manito Mastodon Gen 3. I already adjusted the travel of this fork to 160 millimeters. If you want to see the travel adjustment video of this fork, please check it from there. When this fork is adjusted to 160 millimeters, the measure from here to here is 59.5 centimeters. So it's only half centimeter shorter than the original fork. And now I'm going to replace this fork and then the bike is ready. Okay, now the fork is on its place and I just need to take the bike off the stand and adjust the handlebars straight. Yeah, now the bike is ready and I'm going outside and I'm going to find some trails and let's see how does that look. Okay, now it's time for a winter ride. The temperature is about minus 13 degrees and the sun is shining. As you may see, I have done a slight update after the fork replacement because I managed to get 27.5 inch tires and wheels for a reasonable price. I decided to buy them and I installed them in the bike. And of course I had to replace also the tires, and now the tires are Bontrager Granual 27.5 times 4.5. I installed studs in the tires, and if you want to see short videos of the stud installation, please check those from the right upper corner. I have found some snowshoe trails and I'm going to test them first. Okay, but let's see how the ride goes. yeah, as you saw, the bike worked pretty well in different winter conditions too. Unfortunately, in this winter we didn't have much snow and I didn't manage to find any snowmobile trails. If you want to see more riding on full suspension e-fat bike in winter conditions and also in snowmobile trails, please check a video from there where I ride on my former Max Huraxdax. But I have to say that I'm pretty happy of the project results. The bike is just like I thought it would be. But now let's rewind to the beginning of the project. So earlier I had the Max Huraxdax, which is a pretty good full suspension e-fat bike. But there was some issues and I decided to sell it. After 1 year without e-bike, I started to think what would be my next e-fat bike. I didn't find any proper bikes, so I bought a Focus Sam 6.8 222, which is a quite nice enduro bike, and I decided to transform that to a fat bike. I managed to find a company called Wilkis Weldings, where Henry Wilki took the challenge and he took the rear fork apart and welded it back so that the fat tire fits in the rear fork. I had also to replace the cranks, spider and front fork. First I had some issues with the chain line and also with the first cranks, but after finding proper cranks, aligning the chain line and installing the self-modified chain guide, I solved all the problems. I also participate to a race called Kipula MTB on this bike. In that race I used narrow tires. And if you are interested of that video, you can find it from there. The narrow tires are the key point of this bike. In the summertime I can use narrow tires and the bike is just like any other Enduro MTB. In the wintertime I can replace the fat bike front fork and the fat tire in the rear and in front, and the bike is perfect for the winter conditions. So basically I have optimal bike for both, for summer and for winter riding. So when I was sure that the fork will work fine after the race, I got professional painting for the rear fork. At the same time I found Focus Sam 6.9 with better parts and much lesser kilometers, and I decided to buy it. Then I replaced the fork in that frame and the bike is here. Then I ordered Manito Mastodon Gen 3 from alexfatbikeshop.de and transformed the travel to 160 mm. With that fork the geometry is exactly the same as with the original fork. And as a last modification I replaced 27.5 rims and tires in the bike. So that was the short summary of the project. If you want to see the whole project, please check that playlist from there. So what do you think about the project? Please leave a comment down here below. If you want to see the first video of the project, please check the video from there. So thank you for watching this video. If you like this video, please press the thumb up button, and if you haven't subscribed my channel yet, please do that also. And remember to press the bell button to get the reminders of my new videos. Thank you for watching. See you on upcoming videos. Bye!